Hey, fellow Rangers, it's Ami Mario, and tonight with me is Posty. Hey, Posty.
Hello, hello.
We're going to be spectators tonight. We're going to comment on a high stakes Great Western Trail game. People are going to fight for glory as always. So there's Hildegard, there's A.K. Williamson, there's Corwin, and there's Fernando. I think the highest rated player tonight is going to be Fernando, but the other players are no slouch. So should be interesting. Posty, would you mind commenting a bit on the setup since pretty much all the time it's me doing that? I can just, um,
Yeah,
point at the things you're taking a look at while you're talking.
yeah. Just I like to start with buildings actually to like get a feel for how I think the game's going to be
Private
played.
or neutral buildings?
Neutral buildings.
All right, yeah.
Sorry. No, I mean private buildings, and then I go for
Okay.
neutral buildings.
Okay. So let's open up a tab for the private buildings.
Yeah. So immediately, much like you do, I look for 4A, 4B.
Yep.
That one's always just going to be a big role in every game you play. And
Agree.
just otherwise in general, I just look for cow market. I think it's not always important, but it's pretty important.
Yeah,
And
it's a good option.
yeah, and also 3A and 3B. I think those are quite key, especially if you want to look for more weirder strategies. If
Mm-hmm.
3B is in the game, you can do something like the trash strategy, which I don't think is very good, but I
Me
think it's
neither.
just much more likely to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just yeah. Otherwise, I feel like the middle buildings are not that important at all, almost ever.
Agreed.
So it's just yeah, it's the 10B, 10A, 4B, 4A, and once I've seen that, I pretty much want to go to the board and look at what's going on.
Yeah, I just quickly got on that the new 6B, which used to be the old 8B, the copycat building. Um, I'm taking a look at this building in some setups that do seem favorable to builders because it means that going for two builders at a table might leech from each other thanks to that building, but that's just a minor thing. Normally, I agree that the intermediate buildings are not that important.
Mm.
Players have started with their bidding, so we might take. Well, Hildegard started with 5 points. But yeah, I
Damn.
mean, there's the best objective in the first spot. I mean, that's the best objective for me, actually. I don't know if you agree with that, Posty.
Um, I I'm one of those people who don't really care much for the initial objectives,
Okay.
especially in a four-player game. I can consider a little bit more, maybe in like a two-player game, lower counts, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's much less significant other than just reading the trail
Okay.
and seeing what upcoming workers for me personally.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I can focus on that, but we don't have time. I think it's better if we comment on other things. I don't want to. I mean, I speak all the time on stream, and I always say the same thing. So it's better if you just talk about a few of those things that I keep talking by myself all the time.
yeah.
So,
Anyway, I'm just taking a quick look at this initial setup, and I'm
yep.
thinking like, um, this is not going to be a good engineer game. It's going to be awful.
Yeah.
There's nothing in terms of private buildings or even layer buildings, and even just the station masters and everything up there. It just looks horrible in
Fuck
every
me.
way
Yeah, it's one of
imaginable.
the worst scenarios for. Yeah, it's one of the worst setup for engineers possible. If I have to think about one, I probably would come up with something similar. There's the tile with double permanent certificate, but it's so late that it probably won't matter that much. So,
Mm.
yeah.
And not even that. Like I don't even like the setup for builders either. I don't really like it at all. I think this game is probably going to be dominated by cowboy. I would be looking to play a cowboy myself. I always like when I'm playing builder if the which one was it even called? Neutral building to neutral building B. So you
Mm-hmm.
can build buildings if that one is behind the worker market, because you can just combo so much better. Like seeing the same round, you can build the 10B or whatever you're looking for, because it's usually 10B. That's the payoff.
Yep, yeah, I agree.
Um, so yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this setup, and also don't like that it's in the first spot, the building, because well, you do want to stop on it. everybody wants to stop on it in the beginning. If you're not building buildings in Great Western Trail in the first few loops, you're probably making a mistake.
Totally agree.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah,
I,
I have a hard time like finding really great strategies other than cowboys here.
and on top of it all, there are no cowboys available right at the start.
Yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised to see someone
Yes.
starting it like not
A- a-
even like the starting like tiles where you just start and do a fast delivery to Kansas is available because you would probably want to start on something like neutral building F to get a little bit of extra cash. So
I was
or
actually
maybe
thinking
you can
about
start.
neutral building D, even. If you're the
Mm,
first player, you're going to
I would
maybe
probably
be
do the
able to
same.
unlock the Cowboys. But yeah, I mean, it still feels a bit miserable. I agree that Cowboys are probably head and shoulder above the other strategies, but I still think that a builder game is pretty doable. I'm actually looking at two particular spots. The first one is the fact that on the swamp there is no hazard, so you can actually try to set up something down there. It's true that 3A and 4B are not ideal for the southern nor for the northern strategy. 3B and 4A are way better at that.
Mm,
But I think it can still work out. I think you have to really leverage NBF, which is not going to be easy. Mm, because you're basically not going to use 3A. You're just going to use it to get a certificate.
yeah.
It might work, it might not be ideal. Another thing you might do is trying to use the TEP path, even though I'm not a big fan of that. I still think
Mm,
that a builder plan is probably doable, but I agree that the biggest fight here is trying to get double cowboy. The first player who can get double cowboy will be miles ahead of the other players, and that
yeah.
player shouldn't be the one that is able to place a building on the spot before position F.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems that I see with Builder is that the other strategies are so bad that it's probably going to be contested. And when you're a contested builder, it just ends up being like if you're heavily contested, like two people battling for it, maybe
Mhm.
someone gets ahead. But one thing that I see just looking at this map is the drought path is going to be horrible.
Yep.
Like nobody's going to have a good action. Like the neutral building F
Hmm.
is just before the drought path, and there's like two droughts up now, and there's two more upcoming in the first few deliveries. So everybody's probably going to place tax buildings there.
Yep.
Someone's really, really, really gonna want to place 4B down there just to skip past that crap area.
Okay, I
So
might agree with you, but I actually still think that placing it close to the end of the track is going to work out fine. Not because, I mean, you're right, they're placing it close
yeah,
to the desert path is probably the best thing early on for taxers. But looking at the long game, probably not many hazards are going to be picked up in this game. So I still think that the rocky hazards are going to fill up that part of the loop,
yeah,
and
that's true.
but yeah, I mean, I can see why you still think that placing 4B on the other side of the desert is still a pretty good
Yeah,
action.
I mean, I agree that, for example, that any cowboy player would probably end up stopping like every single loop, going neutral building F, first stop, second
And then
stop,
the cow
cow
market.
market,
Yep.
and then just cycle through. That's the entire lap.
That's
So
the most reliable plan for Cowboys. I still think that the biggest fight, and it's going to be a really heavy fight, I think, it's going to be around Cowboys. Like
mm,
if somebody can get a double Cowboy, and I think somebody is bound to, that somebody will really get a big advantage. Ooh,
yeah, and
thanks to Suranuke, we got one comment. These are the two heavyweight commentators that we love to see. Thanks, man. I think
yeah,
Posty's flattered too.
very much so. No, but I'm curious about cowboys. Like I'm looking at the available cows as well. That's a little bit
I
strange.
didn't
I have
even take a look yet. Yeah, that's a weird stretch of cows.
that's a lot of five. I mean, the four value 5 point
Yeah, yeah,
cows.
yeah. No, you're right.
Really good.
So again, being the first guy to get double cowboy is going to pay off in spades. you are
Yeah.
also going to be able to get the 5.4. Oh,
Oh, we started.
but
I didn't pay attention to the bids here.
yeah,
Do
and
I
they
have
are
to?
not as high as I thought they would be. And Hildegard is starting off with a Tuxer. Let's see where is he going to place it. And he agrees with you basically because he's going to place it there. Um, I'm not sure I agree with that position though. I would have placed it in the middle of the track probably to keep the option open to go to the cow market or go to the head market
Hmm.
instead.
I think
Um,
he's just trying to play greed because he might have the same idea behind. He probably wants to play Cowboys, so I think he wants to like go slow this and pick up.
Oh no, no, I
Does he have
agree
any?
with that. I agree. The plan is probably to try to get double cowboy. I agree with that. He's probably
Yeah.
going to stop on MBF. I just don't like that position. I think I would have liked the middle position more.
Mm.
That position is good later on if you know that the swamp path is going to be full because with 6 movements you can jump straight up there and then go over. But I still think that in the early game you're fine stopping on NBF, and in the late
Mm.
game you want more options. I mean, you're probably going to stop on the cow market each and every time, but you're not sure yet. So
Yeah,
I think I would have placed it in the middle.
I agree. Personally, I probably wouldn't even have placed a taxer. I think I would have looked to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe securing a position top just for a future 4B. And
I tried that approach a few times, and I still think that the taxer is better most of the time. If you can get away with just two build actions with cowboys, sometimes that's enough, and you can just place a taxer and upgrade it to 4B. But yeah, I agree that keeping your option open is also
but in this
alright.
case, I don't think like he's never gonna get a second builder if he starts down here. So he's gonna have a lot of troubles just getting his 4B up at all.
Well, he can just upgrade. Oh, you mean on the top path?
Yeah, I mean going 4B for the top area, top slot.
Oh, alright, alright. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
would go something like I don't know. I even like the well 3A just for extra cash, or maybe I would go with 2B because I think 2B is really strong now. As in like getting a head start on the track and just some extra money.
Ooh, look at Fernando start. That's
Yeah.
Fernando likes this kind of starts. I've seen him trying to make it work. Like I sometimes think that it's how do you say that in English? Fancy pants. That it's
Mm.
too fancy maybe, but it can work. It can
I
actually work.
I'm gonna be so surprised if this works. Like
Yeah,
this can't work.
I mean,
Even like he needs to unlock movements to just get past to his building.
no, no, no. You're right. It's not that. I'm thinking that Fernando thinks that removing those hazard is going to be something that he wants to do anyway. If the other players are going to um, tax
Tax it
the other
even though
path,
it's attack.
but still, I would have gone for the taxer and be the one who taxes the other guy, and I would have left the burden to take away the hazard to other players. I think. Um, that would have been my
Because
approach, probably.
one of the things I was thinking about, like, is it like a throwaway building? So it just wants one action this round, and then it's just gonna forget about the building. But
Uh,
even so, there's like two black hands in front, and it's gonna lose 4 cash.
yeah,
No.
I get what you mean. Sometimes you build something not to use it later on. Yeah, it doesn't really feel good. I mean, you. You're cycling and you're basically spending one coin for one certificate, pretty much, but you still need to have all the right cows to do that. Like, you need two matching cows and one black cow to make everything work out fine.
Hmm.
And still, I don't know, what is he going to do? Is he going to buy a Simmenthal for full price and be happy with it? I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. One thing I will. I did not think two people would start at the bottom of the track. Um,
I thought about that, but I thought somebody would start straight up on NBF,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm really surprised by Fernando start. If I wanted to start down there, I think I would have placed a Taxer in, or like or something on the northern path to
Mm.
reserve the spot. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes Fernando can make a thing work, but sometimes I think he tries too hard to to do this
Mm.
to go off the beaten path. I don't know.
I
We'll
will
see.
say now though, if I'm
Hmm.
AK, I'm much happier picking up the builder because one of the main concerns I would have with starting on the worker market as my
Hmm.
first move is that people behind me could build and ruin my delivery. So I could not go from the worker market
Um,
to the to Kansas.
that's
But
also
now that
true.
I know that I can, I really want to go there and just secure a good spot for 4B. If I'm even fast now, I
Yeah, but
could.
it's still going to be Corwin, the one that is going to build first for B,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
it's a reasonable thing to think about. Posty, basically, to show to you guys what he's saying on screen. Posty said that if somebody had built on these two spots, that would have made life considerably harder to anybody starting over here because they wouldn't have been able to go straight up to Kansas City. But since nobody built anything over here, going here is, mm, let's say, there's less risk for disaster happening. So.
oh, well, I mean, the first move is not going to be a disaster. We know
No,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the fact that you lose, basically, you lose a move after that, it can be a
Mm,
disaster. So.
yeah, yeah.
So AK is basically listening to you because that's what he did. I think we can already become like Nostradamus and say that all the engineers are going to stay down for a while, probably. But maybe we're wrong though. I
I think
think
someone's going to commit. I think someone's going to commit.
yes, somebody has to commit, but the problem is that that somebody won't probably win the game. So will that somebody be you? I don't think. I mean, I when I'm confronted by these scenarios, I try as hard as I can not to find myself in the. I don't know what I would do in that position because I don't think I've ever positioned myself to be in such a position. I mean, I've lost game, of course, but I've never positioned myself. I've never put myself in the position to take the worst strategy possible. I always tried to fight to do something else. It was
Mm,
always somebody else, the one who took the burden of trying out something, and often, or maybe most of the time, in a setup like this one, failing at that because I really struggle to see a possible plan for engineers in this setup. I mean, as you said, there's really no saving grace. Like the station master tiles are all in the wrong order, like really all of them. The two late games ones are early on in the track. The early game ones are later on the track. There's the hazard one without 4A in the game. There's really nothing for engineers here. So it's going to be a fight on Cowboys, and yeah, if I was Corwin, I would have probably placed down an engineer instead of a cowboy. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
but
The
yeah,
only
I
saving
actually don't
grace.
know. Maybe his rationale is that he wants two people to fight for Cowboys right from the start, and he can maybe pick up a builder later on. I'm still skeptical of his approach, but
I'm thinking that he's claiming that no one's going to be able to double build cowboy, and he's going to be first to pick up the third cowboy.
the first to pick up the third Cowboy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like there's just three cowboys available right now,
Yep.
and he's saying that Hildegard is going to pick one, Fernando is going to buy one, and he can buy the third one because nobody else is going to make it before him. So if I was him, I would also put down the cowboy thing because I really want to play cowboy.
Actually, you're right because because Fernando took away the hazard. Yeah, because if Fernando played, I wouldn't say right, but if Fernando did play this game as I would have,
Hmm.
he would have been able to get double cowboy, I think, because of the extra coins of being the third player.
Yeah,
Now
but
Hildegard
now I feel
cannot
like
do that, and Fernando cannot do that because he, again, I wouldn't say wasted, but he chose to spend some coins on picking up a hazard and trying this weird opener.
yeah,
So yeah, you're right. Actually, Corwin will be able to pick up double cowboy, or if not double cowboy, at least a cowboy and something else.
Yeah, and if I was in this position, I would be like, I would happily bid 10 points to be in Corwin's position because I feel like
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah.
such a
Corwin
much better
right
installer
now
than anyone else.
is pretty much ahead of everybody else, and his position of 4B is one that we haven't discussed yet. I don't know if I'm in love with it.
No,
Right,
I know I hate it.
yeah.
What's that?
Right now,
Huh.
I don't know if Corwin thought that the TP path would be full. Uh, I don't know, but it's still very weird.
Oh, it's gotta be. Yeah, you're right. It's gotta be. He's thinking he's gonna tax everybody on the working
I,
market.
I, I
But
I think he thought he would be taxing everybody, but he won't, at least not for a while. I I, I wouldn't say that Corwin pretty much dissipated all the capital that he got together, but he he got damn close to that. I mean, that positioning. Yeah, I was honestly I was trying to find his building on the board, and I didn't even take a look at this spot. Partially because I'm colorblind, so it's difficult for me to tell a building from all the surroundings sometimes. But yeah, partially because that position was just not one
yeah,
that was like in my top five, probably, not even top two.
no, because I'm like the biggest problem. We've already discussed it a little bit, but what are you gonna? How are you gonna make use of the step forward action from that position? Like,
Yeah, no,
what
no,
are you
you're
gonna
right.
stop that?
I got no clue why Corwin chose to place that building over there. I mean, he was
Um,
so far ahead of everybody else, and he just had to place 4B either at the end of the track to be able to use its ability at the best, or on the other side of the desert path. I just I just don't know. Yeah,
well, I
uh,
guess we're in this world now, and we just have to,
to deal with it. Yeah,
yeah, just roll with it, see what happens.
yeah, you're right. By the way, Fernando didn't have enough coins to get the Cimental that I'm pretty sure he wanted, so he got a 3-point cow instead, and he's not going to get a head. So I'm really curious to see how Fernando is going to climb out of the hole he dug himself into. So um, we'll see about that, because as of now, I think he's by far in the worst spot.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I think there's little doubt about that. I think it's also one of those things like, in general, almost always when you're going slow in Great Western Trail, it's not a good thing. And he's going very slow and it doesn't have any heads or any tempo. So I'm struggling to see like what's the long-term plan here.
so
I
yeah,
have to agree with you that he was going for a Simmenthal strategy
yeah.
of some sort.
I mean, that was the plan, but he saw the double desert hazard on the display on Kansas City. So I don't know what was he thinking when he placed his 3A over there. But yeah, yeah, I really don't know.
I'm betting it feels a lot worse now that he saw
Yeah,
that well, Corwin didn't even tax the
yeah,
drought track. He just decided to
yeah.
put it on the behind the worker market. That's just a bad feeling.
I
I
wonder
mean,
where Hildegard what Hildegard is going to place on the last 7 coins worker row. He's debating a bit. So he plays down a builder. That might help Corwin a bit, but not much. I don't think Corwin will be able to capitalize on a double builder higher action. So
I
um,
don't think he's gonna have the money. I think
yeah,
Hildegard might be. Do you think Hildegard might be thinking about picking up that builder himself?
he might. Yeah, this game is still very hard. I mean, everybody should be focusing on Cowboys, but Fernando's start is. I mean, all the bets are off. I thought that Fernando would be getting one cowboy, so nobody would be getting double cowboy. But at this point, it's pretty clear that Corwin can get double cowboy, if so he wants. So,
Mm.
yeah,
How would you feel about this? Would be like a play that I would consider a little bit, but I would really need to math it out. Like, if I'm AK, I
hmm
might be going for the double higher.
AK will
Like,
for sure
uh,
go for a double higher.
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
like the
double
s-
builder higher, you mean?
double builder. So I
All right.
might like skip building as a builder, which sounds crazy. I'm thinking.
Um,
I'm.
no, I still think that somebody has to place down 4B on the obvious spot. I I mean, I don't know. Maybe people won't do that again, but to me, it's something that has to happen, and that one has to be a K. I don't think I would fight so much for double builder. I still think people are going to fight for double cowboys, and you can still probably by placing 4B, you can still get ahead of Hildegard and get a double builder if so you want.
Hmm.
But I mean, I'd be skeptical that Hildegard wants a double builder. By the way, when we were talking about Fernando, you said that you don't like when people go too slow. I agree in general, but I actually had a lot of arguments in the past, and I'm I was capable of having great games with slower starts. It's just that you have to focus on the two most important things, which are heads and buildings and coins to get them. I agree that what Fernando did is bad not only because he moved slow, but also because he basically got a cow and that is all on his first loop, and that's like miserable.
Yeah. And also, pretty importantly, the way the structure works in the worker market is that if you don't have your workers before you get to like the first 4 rows, when there's still like 6, 6, and 5 cost heads,
Yep,
it's just so expensive. Like the 9 cost row is almost dead. Like almost.
I agree. I agree. Sometimes
So
you can make it work, but it's a very weird game. Sometimes you can buy like the last worker that you need, or hire, pardon, not buy, but the last worker you need. Or sometimes I find myself in the position to purchase something from the 9 row. I don't think I've ever got anything out of the 10 one, but I agree that basically you need to specialize using the first 4 or 5 rows. And if you haven't done that, you pretty much better just try to find something else to do, like I don't know, the threshing strategy or something.
mm, yeah, I mean, especially for example for a builder, like if you go for an actual builder strat, you really want to get that fourth builder. And
Yep,
if you don't have the setup for it like immediately, then it's not gonna happen later. It's just gonna be too late.
I agree. I'm just going to reply to a few people. Ciao Tanya, there's a friend of mine who showed up on stream. Welcome to the chat. And then there's AT Games 01. Mario, where can we see videos of you playing beside those on YouTube? Man, I've been playing all the time. It's only a recent habit, the one of doing commentaries. So I've been playing pretty much all the time for the past like 6 or 9 months or something. I'm going to go back to playing again. But tonight we were in 6 people. We wanted to do this crazy thing with Posty, and I'm really happy that we were able to do that. And since we finally got 6 people together this night, I'm ecstatic, and I just want to do that. But I promise that you will see me playing. I mean, that's what I do most of the time. Okay, so
So one of the saving graces now is there's actually a few tents down now, so
I,
Corwin might get some value out of his building after all.
yeah, still very skeptical of that, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to see the positive.
All right.
Like I would pay 5 gold in this position to move my 4B building
Yeah,
to the correct
yeah.
spot.
Totally agree with you. I
uh,
wonder if he's regretting it right now. Also, AK is basically choosing where to place 4B, and I bet that this time the two positions are on the desert path or on the last spot on the rocky path.
hmm.
I think he might be thinking something crazy like trying to go for a northern strategy, maybe. So placing 4B um, on the wrong part of the Rocky Hazard path. But yeah, okay.
That would be
So
a gift
yeah, no,
if
he
that would.
placed it in where he's going to place everybody. No, he's thinking about it again. It's going to take some time.
Yeah, I don't. One of the side effects here that's actually kind of nice is that
Mm?
if you place it down here now, like you place the building before before there's anything worth spending money on. Like you're pretty much always going to tax people if you place the 4B building down there because
Yeah,
it's before the cow market, it's before the worker market.
and it's also right after the 4 coins neutral building, so
Yeah,
it should be all right.
and
Um,
everybody also a small bonus. Like he's going to get a quick bonus immediately because everybody's down here right now.
yeah,
Like almost the next move,
I
everybody's
mean,
going to come here.
at this point, I think if I was in AK shoes, I would do that because I think AK is still the player in probably the best spot to get double builder because again, if I was Corwin, I would go for a double cowboy. I mean, I cannot see this game not revolving around cowboys, so I think that the strongest move, if it's available, is to get double cowboy. Corwin might not agree with that, but and at that point, placing 4B close to the end of the track isn't that important. So yeah, I think that using it for taxes is just way better in if I was in AK Williamson's shoes.
I think one of the if, let's say he has decided he's placing it down here right now, but which spot do you like better before the cow market? Like the where he placed it or the what spot above it?
It's a bit tricky. I've been burnt by both. By placing it on the spot above, you still have the option to place 3A just before it. Sometimes you like to have combo with buildings, but if you think that the extra step is going to be incredibly useful, I'm not really sure. I mean, it only guarantees that you can hit the TP building NBD,
Hmm.
um, and yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I still think that I would like AK positioning better. It's also not that likely that people will place down a building above the worker market. Those two spots are so rarely used that I'd be
I would,
skeptical.
yeah, I would consider it in this match though, because I kind of like it for the thing why I would want to put it above, like near closer to the cow market, is that I feel like this might be one of those games where you um, actually want to benefit from neutral building D and pick up tents for cash
Hmm.
for multiple reasons. And I also feel like I could potentially myself, depending on the situation and if I have time, put down a 3A building before the neutral building D. Because I think that if I'm in AK's shoes here, I'm feeling
Hmm.
like I'm feeling pretty good about my game. The only thing I would think is that maybe my game could potentially be too slow. I don't think it's going to be. I would still feel very good about my position, but I would consider it because I feel like um, having guaranteed access to neutral ability, even if I don't build anything in front of it,
Uh-huh.
is very good when you're a builder. Because I often feel like I skip the worker market unless I'm coming for my fourth builder or my sixth builder. I don't really care about picking up my fifth builder or something like that. It's just unlocking the free building action.
Oh,
That's
come
really
on.
good.
Corwin is getting builders. Yeah, I actually agree with what you're saying here. I mean, or to better say it, I don't disagree. Um, I still don't think that I would place 3A before NBD here, other
Mm.
than from a
No, I
Eh,
probably wouldn't either. It's
No,
too
I
late
mean
now.
it might be a tactical decision. If I find that the player who placed 4B um, needs to go to NBD and he's going to be my direct opponent, then I will think about it. But I mean, there are so many ifs that I still don't think I would be happy doing so. But
Mm,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
we'll see. Fernando keeps on with his hazard taking strategy. I mean, it's still a path that you can take in this game, since again, so much is going to revolve around cowboys. I think, even though somebody disagrees here, since Corwin has taken a single builder. Yeah, I don't really know about Corwin's plan at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, he's hard committed to builders at this point.
Yeah, it's
I
just that it's I mean, I don't see a strong path for builders here,
no, I
honestly.
agree. I mean, if I'm really trying to look at something good, I could say that like we talked about how bad the Station Master track is,
Yeah,
and
I
it
mean,
is.
yeah, maybe
But
that's Fernando's plan. Yeah.
yeah, I think like no, I think it might be like a decent, well, not a decent. I don't think it's great, but one of the strongest things with builders is being able to bounce off your fourth builder on the train track and just keep repeating that build bonus action. And because
Yes.
the Station Master track is so bad in this game, it might not be very contested.
Oh
Even
yeah,
if
so you
someone like
might be the only
Fernando
one
builds on it.
picking all them up.
Yes, and you can
Uh,
just pick and choose, cherry pick whichever you want.
yeah, it's so hard to figure out a very good plan other than going for cows in this game.
Yeah, it's a little
Uh,
bit of a stretch, but if I'm looking like
what?
if I'm
What?
really looking at this,
A
I don't
K?
mind taking the like the first three Station Masters are okay. The rest not so much.
Um. Yeah, I'm really. I'm
From a
really not sure what the fuck is happening. AK Williamson was stopping on the cow market, and I was like, okay,
yeah, this is a wild game in terms of strategy.
yeah,
I have not been able to predict anybody's moves. I feel like
yeah, okay.
maybe
So AK is finally getting Cowboys. Somebody finally is making a considerate decision.
I think it just kind of had to, right? Right after Corwin picked up the third builder, the building
Yeah,
strategy is not really open for him anymore,
I
so he
agree.
just has to go for it.
I agree with that. I'm still a bit baffled that Corwin didn't go for Cowboys, but
And even
uh,
I'm saying has to go for it. Like I'm more like I would be really, really happy to go for it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, Hildegard, he cannot stall though. I thought that Hildegard, no, he didn't have enough time. I thought Hildegard might be stalling a bit to try to get the 5 coin workers, but that's not going to happen
But
anyway.
even
So
so, like, it's probably going to be garbage workers. It's going to be
yeah,
like one builder and one cowboy and probably two engineers.
I wonder if everybody is just going to stop on MBD and then go deliver, or if somebody is going to also take some steps on the train track. Because if people are going to take some step on the train track, I think that Hildegard plan might be to grab one engineer and try to get at least some free steps. No, not free, I mean, they're never free, but some easy steps on the track.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's still not a good plan. I mean, I really struggle to find a plan for engineers. I
No,
honestly.
there's not going to be a pure engineer in this game. What I
No,
would
but
buy engineers
even not
for is
pure. Even not pure. I mean, even just getting one engineer to reach one station is normally a good goal because you can get something decent out of it. But I mean, this station master tile is not good in the early game. At least not for me. I mean, I really hate it in the early game. Both of them actually. Both of these two ones. I don't really
yeah,
like them in the early game.
yeah. I mean, I guess well maybe Bernardo can go for the second station master and pick up another hazard.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
So
I know
Corwin
it's
Corwin is trading with the tribes, which is going to in turn makes his 4B way worse. So I'm just mind boggled by his choice. I thought at least he would be moving the train because, I mean, I thought he saved the coins just to move the train. Yeah, I don't know why Corwin did place that stupid 4B over there.
no, I think he just stops there to get money. It's like he's all in on the builder plan, so he just wants money now. He's going to next deliver to Kansas, and then he's going to go for his fourth builder.
No, no, I get that. It's that.
I agree. It's just it's an eyesore that for sure.
No, it's because if he was so committed on going for builders, he could have gotten more coins in other ways, right? Like taxing people. That's that's a common way to get a lot of coins.
Yeah,
But yeah.
like another reason we haven't talked about it much, but another reason why we could hate that 4B building is that given that engineers are so bad and someone's probably going to build up there before the buildings, like where Hildegard placed his building,
Hmm.
it's pretty natural for everybody to stop on neutral building D and just clear up the entire TP track pretty
Yeah.
much every lap. So
So
it's yeah.
Yeah.
I he just has to be kicking himself for that positioning.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, let us see if he's commenting on on Discord or not. Oh, Fernando Moritz. Yeah, Fernando Moritz has a scream face on, but I don't remember if that was out on Discord before his starting moves or not.
It
Um,
looks like it was before, but maybe that's how he felt when he plays this builder.
maybe. So Fernando he's still skipping heads, and he didn't unlock the thrashing action. So this is something that I've learned to check all the time when I play against people on Board Game Fiesta, is checking the last auxiliary action, because sometimes when they take a lot of actions in a row that don't make sense to me, after some time I just take a look at their board and they are trashing, and I am like, whoa, now I understand why they took all
Mm.
that stupid actions.
We didn't really comment on it much, but so Hildegard picked up a Simmenthal.
Yep.
And yeah, how do you feel about Simmenthals now that you played a little bit with them?
I think they are really strong. And not only
Yeah,
really strong, I think they make a lot of strategies possible. I think that now it's way more reliable to get a cow early on. I mean, it's the only thing I can fathom to skip ahead early on for. I think that a Cimental can really be that important. Not in all
yeah,
games, but I still think it's incredibly strong at the start of the game. And I think this is something that I've been talking with Alexander Pfister a bit. And I was hoping he would be able to. Oh, by the way, two engineers coming down and no cowboy. So, yeah, Corwin
not
doesn't want to
much.
help cowboys.
Yeah, that's not much of a surprise.
Yep. Um, so I was talking with Alex, and I said that well, of course, I love Great Western Trail. The only thing that I think may disappoint people when they discover how to play the game at a competitive level is that cows are not that important. And at the beginning, the whole game seems to revolve around them, but it's not. And I was hoping for more ways to make cows relevant in the early game, and Simmentals, they have their shortcomings, like they don't count towards objectives, they are not that tied in with the other mechanics, but I think they succeeded at making cows relevant in the early game. So
Mm.
I think that was I do like them. I can understand why people don't like them, though. I can see that they definitely do change the balance of the game quite a bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're very strong, like very, very strong in certain scenarios. And yeah, it's like you said, it's worth sacrificing a bit usually to get one.
Hmm.
It's just yeah, it's just one of those things that you probably, if you want to buy them, you probably want to buy them uh, the first loop almost.
Yeah.
Like okay, maybe the second loop, but
I mean,
uh,
before the first reshuffle, let's just say that.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's something you want to buy before the first reshuffle. Um, and I also think that since the difference is between, I mean, the difference is still 3 coins between 8 and 5, between getting a Cimental with one cowboy or getting a Cimental with two cowboys, which is the same difference as getting a value 3 cow with one or two cowboys. But maybe it's because I'm biased, but like one cowboy to get a 3 value cow does cost double than getting it for from two cowboys. While it's not the same with Cimental, since it's 8 to 5 instead of 6 to 3. So I feel more justified to spend 8 coins with one cowboy only on a Cimental than I am on spending 6 coins on a 3 value cow, which is something that I basically never do nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Um, Interesting regarding there's been no additional hazards up there on the rockfall,
No.
so
Yeah.
that's yeah,
Yeah, that's
strange
pretty
shuffle.
weird. And a lot of coins are going to be injected in the game since a lot of the TPs are going to be placed down. And as we've seen, NBD is going to be a very important stop in this game, regardless of what else you're doing. I think that Hildegard was hoping to get a cowboy on the wheel, but he's not going to. But I think Hildegard is also the only player who's got a decent cow as of now. Like he's got a Simmental in his deck.
Yeah, and
Um,
also he's got like good building positions. He's got a good loop set up for himself.
yeah, I mean he's
And
not in the worst position. I still think that the one in the best position as of now is AK. Um,
yeah,
but
yeah,
AK still has to use his cowboys, and he won't get any cow before the first reshuffle. But the fact that he was the fourth player means that he's going to go through the second reshuffle faster. He's going to get to the second reshuffle faster than the other players, so it's still fine for him to get cows later, I
mm.
think.
The only thing I would start feeling a little bit bad about if I'm AK is that my delivery is not gonna be good this round.
Yeah.
Like he might even have a he's running the risk of going for a St. Louis delivery
Oh,
here.
he went to Fulton.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like he might actually have to do the
I
St. Louis for -3 and a objective.
Yeah, I know that uh, I'm I mean, I know that a lot of players right now think that not going two times to Kansas City is oftentimes better, but I'm still firmly in the two times Kansas City. Not in every game. Like I played way more games in the second edition than in the first one, where I went to Kansas City only one time. But I still think that, especially if you don't have an early game plan to get decent deliveries, going two times to Kansas City is just so better than the alternatives. You can go two times to Kansas City, then to Fulton, and you don't have to think about your first three deliveries, which
Yeah.
is which makes it really easy to forge a path towards getting good heads and good building positions. But that's my opinion. I know that, for example, Patrick doesn't think that way at all, and Patrick is also a very good player. So, I mean,
This I just noticed something. Like, look at Hildegard's deliveries. Uh, I don't know about this.
where did he go? Fulton? What?
He's going the zero cows delivery with
What was that?
Fulton Saint.
I hope it was a mistake. I mean, so he
Yeah.
never got coins, and he got -3 points. Um, yeah. Don't
I
know. I don't know about that.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue. I would just say that out loud. I mean,
yeah, like and even going to the St. Louis delivery is not gonna get the coin because
yeah,
he hasn't moved his train
he's
past the
paying
cross.
taxes,
It's just
etc. Yeah,
it's
yeah. Let's just say I don't agree with what he did. That a lot of weird things happening in this game. I mean, I can understand why people are trying weird stuff. It was so obvious from the start that only one path was truly strong, and then one was doable, which was builders, and one was utterly unplayable. So people are probably, I mean, nobody is playing in his comfort zone. I think they're not playing an average game. They are playing a very weird game. So I can see people trying out crazy stuff. But yeah, some of this stuff just don't feel good to me.
yeah. And actually, speaking of the devil, Hildegard just messaged me and he said, "I'm regretting my life choices. I don't
Yeah.
know why I saw -1 point and not -3." But I mean, I feel like he has
Oh.
played enough Great Western Trail to know these things. Like
y-
you,
y-
you never deliver Fulton St. Louis or
Yeah,
the
I mean,
counterpart in
come on.
first edition.
Yeah, it
That's
used to be Topeka into what was the name of that? Wichita, I think. But yeah, 1 to 4, it's not a good move. Like regardless, what objective did he get? The cow one. All right, yeah. At least he's probably going to be able to fulfill that one. Probably
it's,
because it's not obvious. Also, take a look at all the objectives. A lot of them require stations. So, I mean, the builder will probably be able to fulfill some of them. But
yeah, and people actually started unlocking the train movement for auxiliary action,
yeah,
so we might see something
some movements over
brewing.
there.
Yeah, yeah, and like as it is like in the beginning, like people start leapfrogging at least like towards the first or second station master, then someone usually pulls ahead.
Hmm.
So it might actually become relevant.
No, you're right.
I would be especially interested, like I mentioned earlier, if I'm the builder, so I can just pick up the nice extra building actions.
I agree. By the way, Corwin did place down a taxer over here, which is a sensible choice at this point, I think. Um, Fernando is
Hmm.
Fernando keeps going with his takeaway hazards weirdo path. I don't know how many cows did he got out of his combo. One cow. Yeah, one
Yeah,
cow, three hazards. Is that it?
and
Yep.
this is where the path is just starting to be a pain for everybody except for AK. Like you have to stop on some kind of mediocre action in the early part of the loop for everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just
AK, I mean, we've already seen it. He's by far, in my opinion, in the best spot. He needs to get a cow though on this loop. I really think he needs to get one cow on this loop. So I don't think he will be able to get the cowboys or the cheap cowboys at least.
mm,
That's the only downside that I see in his strategy as of now. Next move from Hildegard will be to upgrade 2B to 4B, I think. Even though he might think about using 2A and 2B another time to get some steps on the track. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think he would do that.
I'm a
But
little bit let's see here. Okay, AK is stopping at oh he's considering what to build here.
yep.
Um I don't know what I would want to build here as AK. I mean,
I
I
mean,
understand he needs to stop here, but
he
because he has nothing else to do. But I'm a little bit worried about. Well, no, I'm not really.
I
I was
think
thinking
actually
like,
I would put a serious thought into placing 3A before the cow market. I know that you're not using your double builder, but you have no other way to use the double builder other than upgrading for B, which is of course a very bad move. But placing 3A over there means not only getting more coins on this loop, but means, by the way, he chose to place it in front of
no,
the
no,
TP,
no, no,
which
no,
I
no.
is a move I don't like. I do like placing it in front of his 4B, just to prevent other players to do something like that. I mean, I think that at least two players are going to buy cows often enough in this game, probably. They look to be AK and Hildegard by now, and I think that placing 3A over here can work out pretty fine. I mean, I know that it's not a good combo right after 4B, but on this loop, actually, it can be pretty decent. AK is
Mm,
just basically looking at cycling his deck fast
mm.
just before hitting the cow market, and probably he might need some more coins. So I think I might be thinking about that because I don't see any other good building spot, to be honest, at this point. I mean, he might
No,
place a taxer down here, but it's I don't know.
in fact, if I was AK, I would probably not look to build at all.
Yeah,
Just
you you,
let.
you might, but you know what? You cannot hit 4B if you're not.
It's true, but I'm looking to cycle my cards. So I think I want to go for neutral building F because if you look at his deck, he has like 10 cards in his draw pile.
Yep.
And he has cowboy and just wants to get through to his cowboys much faster because
Yeah, I don't know.
even like going this full lap, he's probably not going to shuffle his deck
Well,
even
if
passing
you that's why I was saying that placing 3A um,
cow
before
market.
the cow market would have been a pretty good move because you're going to cycle three cows out of
Yeah.
4B and then two other ones and hopefully another one because I mean you're probably bound to hit one black and two matching cows thanks to 4B. I don't really like his placement, by the way.
I would probably I would probably just place I would really strongly consider just placing my building after probably just a tax building after cow market to make the lap miserable for everybody else.
yeah, yeah, that can also work out fine. You're right. Even above the swamp, I think. Oh, actually, Corwin might. Oh no, it was Hildegard, and Hildegard was for sure going to upgrade 4B. Even though, oh, Hildegard did already place down the taxer because a taxer being placed down for AK would have been very bad for him above the swamp. I mean,
Yeah, I was
because
thinking about it, but then I
yeah,
saw like it's Hildegard, so he
yeah.
just
So
has
yeah,
to place that building upgrade
hmm
top.
you're right.
Um,
So Corwin is going straight up for neutral building F instead of. Oh no, he built something. He
no,
built
no,
the
no.
taxer.
Corvin's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
built the taxer above the swamp.
sure.
And now, did he take some hazard? I think if I was in Corwin at this point, I would have taken a hazard. If you take a look at his objective, he's got one blue or violet, I don't know, I'm colorblind, TP and two hazards. And I think that this top would have been good for him to take a hazard. He won't be able to spend all the 26 coins on this loop. He's going to hire a builder and build something, and that's going to cost him 11 coins. So I think I would have picked up a hazard, hoping to maybe get the station master tile at some point, and probably picking up another hazard on the way.
I would probably save
Still save the
myself.
coins. All right.
I would probably just go for. Um, Actually, I'm not sure. Like, he's gonna have a little bit problem spending his money, like you're saying. But I might try to go for like an ambitious station master track. We just move a little bit along the train. Would I ever like be, if you look at available builders, for example, you might
Mm-hmm.
pick up one engineer and one builder.
Yeah,
Um,
but still,
but
where
yeah,
would you place? Where would you place 10B in this game? Uh, that was I mean I was rushing forward to the conclusions of what you were saying. Basically, I'm sorry if I.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm thinking like I don't, given his positioning right now.
mm,
Um, like, does he have like a dream of placing it above the rock hazard track so he can just cycle from his 4B into his 10B and just have a super loop himself? Or what's the.
oh yeah, that actually actually that's probably a bit tricky to pull off, but that's one of the best position you can hope for, maybe.
It's ambitious and he
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
get the
really
tax
ambitious.
option for.
And you know
But I.
what? I would probably still get a cowboy and try to get some cows on the way to use those certificates to get at least some decent deliveries and not bother too much about the truck. Just get four
Mm,
steps at a time and get some station master tiles. Because I think
yeah,
it's too late to try to go after the bend and try to get points from the late stations. So I think my plan would probably be to still hire a cowboy. And hire a cowboy is also going to, make the other people's life miserable. By the way, Fernando did hire a builder and an engineer.
I saw.
And at this point, I'm not going to try to understand what he's trying to pull off.
I think
Um,
it's just one of those things that he's planning on going on the train track, so he just wanted to pick up whatever cheap stuff he could, and like the builder is maybe gonna let him build 4B, and then he can dump it later.
Hmm, that may
But
be
yeah,
possible. I still
uh,
think that is in by far the worst spot by now,
for sure.
maybe.
I mean, what can you do at this point? He's got to do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue. So
um,
Corwin is deciding where to place
this one is really hard. I don't
his
know. Like, where am I
placeholder
gonna
for
do?
10B. But I actually like the plan that you enlightened here. I think I would actually put some thought into placing it on the second one of the Rocky Hazard steps to be
Hmm.
able to jump straight up on it later on. I think that's a decent plan.
Like,
I
one of the
I do like it.
nice things about it is that he can utilize it this turn to get, probably to get like an extra certificate, a little bit of gold. Um,
Mm,
Move a little
I
bit.
s- yeah, because he didn't spend the coins on hazard, so yeah, he might actually do that. I was thinking that it was still better. It would be still better to stop on NBD, but you might be right. Just getting one certificate is probably better.
I mean, he
Uh,
will get more because he will probably place the copy building that he wants to upgrade later,
oh
so he
yeah,
can
yeah, no,
continue
yeah.
that.
So getting two certificates, whatever. You're right. I was just trying to compare it to getting more coins, but you might be right. He might not need
Because
coins for the reason I've said before. So yeah, you're right.
yeah, maybe because I'm not sure, but like his loop looks pretty awful in the beginning. I
Yeah.
just don't know how how can he fix it? Can he fix it?
Yeah, I actually have no idea. His 4B placement is just, yeah, it's just that. I know that I should stop commenting on that. It's just that it was so mind-boggling, like even more so than Fernando's placement here. No, maybe not. Maybe Fernando's placement was still more surprising to me. But
Mm.
yeah, Corwin one is. There were like a few obvious positions for B, and he went for the craziest one.
I mean, he could go crazy, just skip 10B and just upgrade the tax building down before the
Oh
swamp
yeah, yeah, he
to
could
double tax them.
go crazy on taxers. That's actually something you might do, but the problem is that where are you going to get your points from?
Yeah.
Just from buildings? It's very hard for a builder to. Oh, so he was listening to you. Um, it's so hard to get all of your points from buildings alone without actually using buildings. So uh,
Mm.
I think going for 10B is still doable, even though it's really late to do that. You can still
Yeah.
get some points from the station master tiles, and that's probably what he's going for here. So Fernando is advancing the train, right?
Yeah, one of the good things about getting these certificates is that, well, he's not going to get a 10 delivery now, but probably next loop
Yep,
he could get it.
he should get it. Yep. No, he
Uh,
should is too strong of a word. He
should
could.
is strong when you have no cows.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But yeah, like it's possible anyway, and that would help mitigate the disaster that is the beginning of his loop. But
Yep.
yeah,
Mitigate a bit, but yeah.
yeah, it's not gonna make it great.
No, I actually do like it a lot. The positioning of Corwin that you saw and talked about. Right now, he's avoiding Hildegard's taxes, and yeah, I actually do like it. The problem for Corwin is still the first half of the loop, but other than that, I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
he's
if just yeah, he can still like if he unlocks movement, which is not gonna do this time, and it's like it's getting quite late in the game.
yep,
Uh, it's just yeah, I probably just have to take like two kind of bad actions. Maybe well, a bit actually, it's gonna probably gonna do neutral bleeding F and then just walk into the worker market.
yeah. That's
It's not too bad.
it's not too bad. And actually, Fernando's
And like,
game changed the texture of the game a lot because taking away all of those hazard from the desert is going to help the other players feel less the burden of a bad first loop. Actually,
yeah,
for now, because I mean later on we're going to see. By the way, Fernando is going when you have so few heads, it's normally a good idea to remove hazards and get objectives to get points. It's still not going to compete with the other stronger strategies most of the time, but it's something you can resort to if you have nothing else really going on for you.
one thing we didn't talk about that I really don't like now is that AK actually picked up a Simmenthal instead of picking up a West Highline cow, and I don't really get that.
So AK got a Cimental. It's I mean, I found myself in his shoes. I would just say that. I found myself in his shoes with three cowboys, and I also chose to get a Cimental, but it was one loop earlier. I
Yeah,
think
that's
it
the
was,
thing. Like,
yeah, I think it was already too late to get anything that requires growth. I think your engine should be pretty much set by now, and you should just try to use it to get good cows. So I agree with you. I don't think I would have gotten myself a Cimental. I just say that I find myself in his shoes with three cowboys. It always feels bad to get one Cimental, but sometimes I think it's still worth it. Cimental are that strong,
yeah,
but
it's just
not.
that
Yeah, probably it's too
like
late now. I agree
it's
with you.
his first cow,
Yeah.
so and it's
Oh,
probably not gonna be able to like
to get
loop
decent
through.
deliveries. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have awful deliveries. Like even if you buy something, it's probably not gonna go through the deck on the next loop or barely. I don't know. I
No,
just don't.
he will be able to go
Yeah,
through.
yeah, for sure.
He should be able to purchase cows exactly before. He
Oh yeah,
should
yeah,
be able
you're
to
right.
dump his last cards before getting a cow and be able to reshuffle both of them. So that makes it less bad. He's probably going to buy the five value cow, and hope for like a Hail Mary. But I still agree with you that getting a four means that you have two outs to reach Albuquerque or Chicago in time. So yeah, I actually agree with you. I think I would have gotten myself the four value cow, and it doesn't look like it's something that has to do with coins because you still have more than one coin because
Oh,
the
that's
difference is
interesting. Sorry,
what,
I interrupted you a
no,
little
no,
bit.
don't worry. What did happen?
Hildegard did manage to get the double build on the Cowboys, and he actually removed the drought. Um,
Okay.
even though he has a taxer down there. So
Um,
I guess is his idea that he can go use plus movement after this? No, he's not gonna.
I think that the reason is that he can go straight up to the cow market before everybody else.
But
Because
he
if you
can't.
count, he can get, thanks to 4B, he can go to Kansas City before the other player going for cows, which is a K. So he will be able to snipe the five cow from a K.
But he thing is, he's probably not gonna get
Oh no,
increased
the
movement
extra
this lap.
movements. So yeah,
So
it doesn't
he
really
still has
work.
to make a stop. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, it was a 3 point hazard, but still.
I mean, it could be that he doesn't really want to go for the immediate delivery. Like he could go for cycle and just pick the certificate and delay.
Still, at that point, AK will get the cow before him, thanks to his 4B. No,
Yeah.
no, that's not true. One, two, three,
Well,
four.
I
Yeah,
think maybe he's counting on AK wanting to utilize his 3A building. But yeah, like you say,
it's
he can
tricky.
just go to
I think that
Kansas
the
after.
fight is definitely on that five cow. Um, I think. So how many cows are out? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. There are 12 cows out. Um, oh, so not many cows got purchased. How many cows did people get? Not many, like four in
Uh,
total.
two?
Yeah, no,
Did have
two from the last.
three?
Oh no,
Three? I think two
yeah.
Simmentals and one three cow. I don't see.
Yeah, no,
Well,
you're
that's
right.
fine.
You're right. It's two Cimentals and
Because we
one,
know Fernando tried to get the Simmental, but he failed.
but failed. Yep. Yeah,
And
it's a
then
very weird
AK.
game. We saw people fighting for cowboys, but the cow market is actually pretty happy and alive as of now.
Ah, I would not have predicted this with this setup.
Yeah, me neither. It's funny to comment a game that it's not easy to predict, though. I thought we would be starting our companionship on a stinker because I honestly thought this game could be very bad. Sometimes you see these games when somebody can get 4B in a decent position and can get Cowboys and just steamrolls everybody else.
Yeah.
And this hasn't happened as of now.
Fernando actually did manage to get the first station master finally.
Whoo!
I don't expect him to be able to utilize that station master particularly well.
Yeah, me neither.
And he also okay. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not a fan of just dumping the builder. Like I would like to build 4B.
yeah.
It's just too good not to, especially when the loop is this crappy. Like it's just
He's
for him.
probably
I would
just.
love playing just down at the. Would I play it down at the water hazard maybe? Even just a cycle? No, I don't know. I don't even know where I would place
I
it.
don't even know.
Honestly,
Yeah, you're right. I don't even know where a good position for 4B is right now.
no, that's yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing obvious right now. Like, a lot more hazards have gone away than I predicted. Normally, when 4B is in the game, hazard can. I mean, NBF being here is, in my opinion, the saving grace of this game. If NBF was like up here somewhere, this game would have been way worse because removing hazard is way harder when MBF is close to the end of the track and 4A isn't in the game.
Sure.
But yeah, a lot of weird things happening. I wonder what Hildegard is doing at this point.
Um,
One,
uh,
two, three, four. He can still not pay poor Corwin. That I don't think Corwin got a single coin out of his building. Um,
yeah, I'm just in pain if I'm Hildegard. I'm just looking at his money, and I don't like what's he gonna do with the delivery. He's gonna go to Kansas now. He's going to Bloomington for 3 gold. Uh, yeah, I'm
I
in
will I
pain.
will probably go to Kansas.
Yeah, I would probably go to Kansas. Oh, would I? I mean, oh, it's so bad. I just
I mean, you don't have any choice if you don't have a. Yeah, and even if you go to Bloomington, yeah, you're paying 3 coins. It means that you're starting the loop with none.
yeah, it's one of those things. Like maybe I would stop at. Would I stop at Neutral Building C just so I can unlock the Chicago delivery?
Wait a second. Did Hildegard Hildegard didn't use 4B? I wonder. Oh, that's
Oh,
actually a very interesting choice. It means that he got the Cimentar in his end, and he wants to discard the Cimental and get it back when he reshuffles. I mean, it's a bit weird.
wow! I don't see.
No, but that's not true. He should have drawn cards no matter
I'm
what.
assuming he just wants to make sure that he can. He doesn't get a reshuffle before he buys cows next time. That's the only thing I can think of. Like this way, he has 5 cards in his hand, and he has a chance to buy a cow that gets
Yeah,
shuffled in
and
immediately.
getting
But
in his reshuffle pile first, but I still think that trying to hit the Cimental and getting it back
yeah, it's
ASAP.
gonna be painful to get the Simmenthal a second time. He's gonna have
Yeah,
to rely on a lot of luck
exactly.
now. It's just, I mean, one thing with second edition is you do have the exchange token, so it's a little bit easier, but
Yeah,
it's still
it,
not
it
gonna
can be
be.
easier from time to time. You're right. I mean, it's easier on average in general.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
One thing we will mention for him though is that's actually gonna be his objective reward is gonna be very relevant for him if he times it well. I
oh
think
yeah, yeah.
so. Maybe he's onto something with the Fulton
And he
St.
finally
Louis here.
went to Kansas City, by the way.
Yeah,
For the
I mean,
records, he went to Kansas City.
yeah, I mean, you can't go to Bloomington and have no money. That's
Yeah,
just and all of those times when you go to like a late Kansas City, you don't get the reward of the immediate like kickstart your
yeah,
engine.
yeah. The
That's just
cascading butterfly effect of getting early coins.
yeah.
I totally
It's
agree.
just,
That's again why I think that the rule of thumb should still be 2 times to Kansas City. You should think about the second one, but I still think that most of the time, at least that's my opinion. That's my
yeah, I
mind
agree.
frame. My
Oh,
mind frame is still 2 times to Kansas City. I have to admit that I've never gone 3 times to Kansas City in the second edition, while I did that quite a lot actually when going for builders in the first edition. So at
hmm.
least the nerf has done that to my gameplay. But actually, again, I'm able to go 1 time to Kansas City every now and then, which is still it still feels refreshing. Uh,
Yeah, I feel like I don't know why they wouldn't. If I would have designed second edition, like a minor change here, I would have changed the -3 for Fulton and St. Louis because even I just don't get the minus
it,
three
it,
points.
it it's still punishing, right?
It's too punishing. It's just way too punishing. You don't even get the money for delivery, and it's just.
Yeah, the point is you still want to give some reward to people trying to build up for better deliveries. So
But you
I
don't because you have the crosses there, so it's just.
yeah, no, you're right. You still have that, but I mean the Croxes are just for moving the train, not just for getting better deliveries. But
No, I
yeah, I
mean, but
mean,
you punish people who make deliveries. You don't get more money for the better deliveries. So it's like it's such a. It's not worth. Yeah.
yeah, no, I agree that most of the time it's not worth it. That's why again 2 times to Kansas City is still the best. I still think that the first time to Kansas City is a very good decision design wise because it lowers the um, variability. That's not
It
the
just
word.
does everything. It's just yeah. You mean it lowers the
Variance of
variance? Sure.
your delivering hand. on the first loop, which is fundamental to me to open up the gameplay. Otherwise, you would still see people starting all the time at the bottom of the loop to try to build up a decent hand to Kansas City, while being able to deliver here means that you can start at the end of the loop. I mean, you're still paying some equity in doing that sometimes, but it's well worth it if you can pull it off.
Hmm. Also, uh, what's going on with Corwin?
What did
Corwin
you do?
stopped. No, I mean like the last loop, he stopped in neutral building C instead of just going through his loop and making sure to upgrade his building as soon as possible. Why did he stop there?
Probably he does have a good delivery. Otherwise, yeah. I mean, he
I mean,
probably
he's not
does
going to
have
improve that.
7 cows in his end, and
He
he need.
probably really wanted to go for, yeah, like
I mean, the
deliver to
first part of the
Chicago.
loop, we determined that it's pretty bad for him. So I can see why he decided to stop there. Now he can do something like upgrade here, one, two, three, four,
I mean, he can
five.
go straight to worker market if he unlocks 2 extra movements. Potentially, if no one builds in front of him.
The only problem with that is that's a big problem actually. Um, he needs to remove those hazards if you want to go through this part smoothly.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Still curious. This game turned out to be way more interesting than what I thought. Hildegard, what? Is I I I'm at a loss of
Um,
words. So Hildegard did stop there for some reason. I mean, one,
I'm
two, three.
guessing he just wants to make sure he can go to 4B and just make another Kansas delivery. But
But
what?
I
Why would he?
thought
Why
that
would he do that? I
no,
don't know.
there's no reason because the only way he didn't get any draw in discard from his 4B on the loop before was to purchase a cow before the reshuffle.
Yeah, why would you want to rush this
Oh,
away?
because oh no, I gotcha. He does have 5 cows. So if he stops on NBF and discard 2 matching cows, he's going to shuffle his deck. So since he's going to take 1 coin anyway, he went on the building, the closest one to neutral building E, to be sure not to be taxed. Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, if he's gonna do that, why doesn't he just go to uh, building 1A and take 4 gold or 4 coins?
Building A.
His own tax building, building 1A. Like he can just go there and
Oh yeah, I
take.
totally forgot about that. He could get 4 coins out of that one, and there would be one more coin. But instead, he took one step on the track. So he probably just wanted that step on the rails.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
Mm.
we can talk about it a lot. But yeah, it's the only reason I can see to do something as crazy as that. So Hildegard will be able to get the 7 point cow first, but still there's another one here, so AK won't be too upset. I really wonder what Corwin is going to do with his 30 coins. I mean, he's going to upgrade the building, and that's pretty much a
Mm.
given, I think. But
I mean, he's
other
gonna
than
upgrade
that,
the building and he's gonna go for 6 builders probably and get another free action. He
yeah, you're
needs a
right,
lot
you're
of
right,
money
you're
for
right,
that.
you're right. And he's going to upgrade the taxer down here over the swamp, I think, at this point. It's probably the thing that makes the most sense, right?
Yeah, or just place an entirely new building.
Yeah, but what building are there that can be that good? I mean,
The double tax building probably.
yeah, but oh yeah, because he's going to get the sixth builder. Yeah,
Yeah,
he is still probably going to place it here though, right? Yeah, I think it's still the best path. He wants to remove these hazards, so placing it here doesn't do anything, and placing
yeah.
it here probably won't do anything for a long time. So I think he might be placing it over here and just make the life miserable for everybody else. That's actually a good way to play builders.
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
that's
instead he goes
well.
straight up for the head market.
Yeah, I think one of the things I don't like about trying to just remove the dross, rock hazards rather, is that there's been like a single rock hazard so far.
Hmm.
So there's probably going to be a lot more
A
coming
lot
up
of
in the
them.
next 2
Yeah,
deliveries.
yeah,
So it's
you're
just
right.
like a losing battle. You just give up on it.
You're right. I I don't know about his zapping through the loop. Maybe he was afraid of
Uh,
Fernando snapping up the two builders. I think that might be the reason, actually.
yeah, I don't like it because now you don't have time to upgrade to 10B and do this
Yeah,
double
yeah,
hire.
I totally agree. I mean, it would have been better to place down a building over here, the heavy taxer, and upgrade this one to 10B. But I think he was scared by Fernando getting double builder. Even though I think Fernando,
But Fernando would
honestly,
have
at
get
this point would
double
just
builder.
go. Yeah, but Fernando would just go for, yeah, exactly. He would just go for engineers. I
Yeah,
think.
I mean, even if let's say Fernando picked up one builder, Corey still has a lot of money. Like he's still okay.
So Fernando is going for the second station master tile. Fernando is going for the headless strategy, which goes hand in hand with his station master tile, as we all know.
I mean, I guess it's
It's the best plan
the
that you can do if you don't have a clear plan by the mid game. I agree. I mean, you're trying to salvaging things by getting points
thing is like
every
it's
way you
not like he
can.
didn't have a plan, but it feels like he started out like this is my strategy I'm gonna go for.
Are you sure? I mean, it's a strategy I would avoid in like 80% of my games,
I
I
mean,
think.
how else? Like I how else do you start your first move by removing a hazard, like or the second move
Yeah.
of the game? Like if you do it on the first loop, removing a hazard, that's money
Yeah,
you
he
really,
might
really,
be already
really need.
committed.
Yeah, but like he started his building intending to remove the hazard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He started committed to it. You might be right. I'm you might be right that that was his plan from the start. I'm still skeptical it's going to work out, but we'll see.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if I wanted to do this strategy,
Hmm.
I would not waste time stopping on the first station master for him, like you said, because that station
Yeah,
master doesn't do anything for him,
it stinks.
and it also like removes
One of your workers.
one of your workers. Even if it doesn't really need a worker, he might want to use the worker later on to get another station master.
Yeah, no, no,
Because I feel like
I
his
agree.
end goal in this game is to reach the fifth station master. Like he's gonna remove uh, all of the hazards and just get that station master tile. So
Mm.
I would probably look to pick up the one he picked up now. Maybe the money if I can think I can get away with it, but I don't think I'm gonna have the time to do that.
Yeah, you're right.
So probably the second one and the last one, but that's so many steps on the track without any heads. It's
The problem with Fernando is that the other players are going to explode in points soon enough, while he's
yeah.
going to be stuck with his like three, 2, 3, 4 points actions. I think,
Mm,
unless he got very lucky on objectives, but that, I mean, this objective is definitely doable. But
mm.
yeah, I don't know about all the other ones.
I
I
mean,
mean,
a good thing, for example, for Corwin now, if we go to him,
hmm,
he can go all the way to the 12 gold uh,
yep,
on his next move.
yep.
That's I would
But Fernando doesn't have any head to get it.
Yeah, I mean Fernando is gonna have like Fernando's gonna go to Kansas anyway. So I feel like Corwin's he's gonna be rich again, and he's gonna unload his sixth builder and just get another combo off. Uh,
No, I don't get it. Why Corwin should be able to reach? Oh, by using the auxiliary
mm,
action, you mean?
yeah,
One,
I could
two,
stop a
three,
neutral building.
four. One, two. No, he needs 3 steps,
Oh
so
no,
he
sorry,
doesn't
I thought
have.
it unlocked both. He's only unlocked one. Oh yeah, never mind. He can't. I
Right.
mean, he could go to neutral building D if he really wants to,
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
but
But I'm somehow I don't think that's what he's going to do. But he might. He might.
no,
I don't know.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it myself. I would just go to Kansas.
Yeah, I think I would just try to get points from building stuff at this point if I was in Corbin. I mean, I will still try to leave down one head on the next loop if I'm able to, but probably Fernando can be faster.
Yeah, but I
Maybe
mean,
maybe
one of
not.
the I would consider neutral a little bit more because
Yeah, you're
like
right. You can
yes,
get the 12 coins and then you have double build action again on the next loop
yeah.
by getting a builder. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That can be also be a great plan. So Hildegard is finally able to reach Chicago.
Long last.
which is going to be very important because it means that he can hit. Actually, he's got the dream path for a cowboy player at this point, Hildegard,
Hmm.
because he can go straight up cow market and 4B. I think he's
Yep.
still going to stop on the head market if he can get some. Well, actually, there's only one cowboy. I think it's yeah, but one cowboy makes a big difference because it unlocks all of these juicy fours.
Yeah, I'm just dumbfounded that all of these great fours are still available.
Yeah,
Like nobody's bought a single one. It's just
you're right.
given this setup, it's just
All right,
yeah,
so
it's just
Corwin
wild.
is not listening to us, and he's skipping this building.
Where did he go?
He just goes straight up to Kansas City. I mean, he took the 4 steps
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
then he went straight to Kansas City. But actually, he's going to build something, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, he can still do that by building something, and no, no, because he cannot hit the worker market. So yeah, I would have still liked more what you said. So stopping here to take a few steps, and then leaving down ahead here. I would have preferred that plan. I think.
So, what's Corwin's? What's he
What's
gonna build
Corbin's plan? I don't
next?
know. He's going to build something big, I think.
I would probably build a double tax in front of 4B, just to be a pain in the ass.
I
Everybody else.
don't know.
I mean, I just don't know. Like, I can't really improve anything for myself, like in terms of my loop or anything. With I
Mm,
don't see that. Maybe I will place it
Maybe
down
he will.
bottom.
Actually, oh, you mean placing it here, above 4B, above his 4B?
Uh,
Because that's actually what I would do right
yeah.
now. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
that that would
either
be.
that or I would do it like down in front of the flood hazards. Not because I think I would get a lot of money, but it might stop people from going, like, for example, Hildegard going straight to the cow market
Yeah,
or
too
even
fast. Yeah, you're right.
AK.
Yeah, that might
As
work.
long as
Even
there's one single hazard or another building next loop. I don't know. It's
yeah, I don't know.
but like there's not much left in this game. Like
No,
it's
that's why Fernando might be, if not successful, if he might come up like second or third instead of a distant fourth, which is what I envisioned first.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Not many deliveries. Like there are like 6 deliveries total, right? 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I mean, it depends on the TPs, of course. It's probably going to be 6 or 7, but not that much time left, and people have to rank up some serious points.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at everybody. I don't feel like anybody's in a good position to get points.
Yeah,
Um,
this this game is going to be miserable still, miserable in a different way. I thought that a runaway player would take uh would sweep this game easily, but instead we're just taking a look at players, clawing for points, scratching the bottom of the barrel to try to get
yeah, I'm
some
starting to
points.
like Hildegard's position.
So Hildegard went straight up for the cow market,
Yeah,
and
uh,
he's going to get. I think I would still probably get a 5, a 4, a 5 points for value cow.
I would as
Um,
well.
and I would. Oh, somebody got the 7 coins. Oh, okay, got the 7 coins. Cowboy.
Yeah, I think I don't like that move. I think it's too slow, and it's gonna. Um,
AK is going to have.
the problem
Mm,
with AK is like his next move is gonna be crap as well. And for example, if he stops at neutral building D, considering he might go to Kansas
yes.
afterwards, he might not actually get to go to Kansas. Because if he does that, if I'm Corwin, I'm building in front of him like every time, just
Are
putting him
you
in
are
a
you that
real
scared?
shit position.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I don't know who's gonna threaten me. Like I'm like I said before, I think I like Hildegard's position or Corwin right now. I can't really
Yeah, and we
tell.
were on AK's side for quite a while, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he tried to stop and do too much. Like he
No,
got a
I
little bit
think he
fancy with
didn't
his.
get enough cows, and when he got the Cimenta, that was a mistake.
Yeah, I
That's
think that's a really big point where we picked up the Simmenthal and also picking up this cowboy. I think it's too late. I don't think it's going to be worth it.
hmm
Uh,
yeah.
because not only is he picking up the cowboy, like he's got to make bad stops now along the line as well. Two more stops before two more before he gets to Kansas.
hmm
And like we said before, like Hildegard is gonna make like stop cow market deliver, cow market deliver. That's pretty much gonna be his loop, I think, for the rest of the game.
If you can, because it depends on Corwin building's positioning. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure. But also I think he's gonna get his next movement step, probably this delivery, right?
I actually think that I agree with you. I'm still thinking about all that you said about placing a taxer over here. And it's pretty good because you're still putting people in a bad position because you have both 10B here and another taxer over here. You're screwing up a bit Hildegard because he needs to pay coins each and every time that he's going to eat for B if he has any coin left.
Mm.
Um, and you're also annoying a K quite a bit. So yeah,
Yeah, I think.
I actually think that this position is better than what I thought. Let's see. No. Oh. Uh,
Oh no no no! I don't like this one.
I think it's too early for that. I
Yeah,
think
I
that
think he can
the
wait for
next
this.
loop would have been better.
Yeah, there's no hurry for this one. This one is like an end game move.
But with 3 steps, no, 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 no. That's actually a
Oh, he
masterful
wants the
move.
12
With
coins.
three
Okay.
steps, he's going to take 3 steps on this building, and he's going to
Yeah,
leave down a builder, and then he can build whatever else we're thinking about over here. I mean, it's not maybe it's not a masterpiece move, but it's still a pretty good move, I think. It's
yeah, it's
tactically
fair.
good. Then it depends on where he's going to drop the taxer, but I think it might still be worth it. Um,
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you're right. I think it's.
Maybe it's not the best. I mean, our play would probably be decent because that would make the loop into something like place down the toll booth, then go straight up here and get the station master tile anyway. Uh, but this way it makes the loop a bit smoother, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and Fernando is going to ruin everybody else's game. And Fernando is, by the way, he's up to 30 points. Doom, doom,
Yeah.
doom. If Fernando is going to win, I don't know. I'm just going to. You have to close your eyes because I'm going to be naked on stream. I think because it would be so crazy if Fernando is able to do that.
Y-
And
yeah,
then
I mean
Fernando
that.
played an objective to avoid the tax. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, if Hildegard wins with Fulton St. Louis into Kansas,
Yeah,
then
you're right.
that's
You're right. You're right. This game is just a mess. So you're right. I totally forgot about that that incredible feat of delivering Fulton into St. Louis into Kansas City. Totally forgot
but
about that one. Yeah, you're right. I mean, again, AK is the only game that made sense to me till a certain point. I didn't like the 3A being placed over here, and I didn't like the Cimental being purchased.
mm.
But they seem to be minor mistakes.
The thing is, like,
Instead, they might be punishing him quite a bit.
yeah, I feel like he was in a great position, and I feel like it maybe looks like a minor mistake, but it's actually like a huge mistake.
Yeah,
It's really punishing.
yeah, it can be really punishing, and it's sure it's showing in this game.
Yeah, and like one of the bad things regarding his Simmenthal, like he hasn't had any decent deliveries, so he still hasn't unlocked his movement speed. And we knew this track was going to be horrible.
Horrible.
So
Yeah, you're right.
what's he gonna do now? It's just, yeah.
Yeah, AK is in a bad position. Wow, he's still trying to go for that.
I mean, he's got nothing else to do this lap, I guess, because he still has to make a stop somewhere. But even so, no, I don't like it.
Well, he did have
Eesh.
only 2 coins, so he didn't lose like 5 coins on this one, but still.
It's not so much the coins, but that he has to wait one more time before he
Oh
goes
no
to
no no no! I
Kansas
got that,
again.
but that one that was unavoidable. So I was like just thinking about that stupid 3A, and yeah.
Yeah, but you see now, like he's not even gonna go to Kansas on his next move. He's gotta wait even one more move.
Yeah, but oh, so what you're saying is that he could have gone like somewhere. Yeah,
I don't know,
just
like
take
neutral building
a
C, just
single
take a
auxiliary
shit
action
action.
somewhere.
I even just go into neutral C or something. Like it's a bad action, but it's something.
He couldn't get to
Oh,
neutral
sorry,
C.
it wasn't the worker market, right? I mean, oh, never
Yeah,
mind.
he was on the worker market, so.
No, I just I would even just take maybe a single oxide.
Yeah, I mean, it was either a single auxiliary action or this thing that he
Hmm.
just did. And none of them
Pay,
look
pay.
great, I agree. So he's drawing and discarding, but he's digging for uh, the Cimental, so he's not going to hit Chicago again on this loop. Yep,
Hmm.
okay, might be in for some bad turns in a row, I think.
What did it pick? It picked a
He got two
what?
certificates though, so he might actually reach Chicago.
Oh, he's undoing.
Yeah, but I don't know if he can undo because he did Sandro and discard.
I
Yeah,
was
he.
curious about did he take any tent yet, or is he gonna take like the shuffle tent here? Maybe.
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe. But if he took that before drawing and discarding, he's not going to be allowed to
Hmm.
do so, which is something that I learned the hard way. Uh, I mean, I don't know if it ever happened to you, but sometimes, like right now, I think a lot before taking a draw and discard action
Hmm.
because of the order.
Yeah.
You cannot undo anything before uh, when you decided to draw and discard. So if I go for a draw and discard, I try to do it first
Hmm.
to both get more informations and be able to redo stuff. But I try to think a lot because I know that when I draw and discard, I cannot do I cannot change where I stopped basically.
Sure.
So what did he do in the end? He discarded two things. He might be unfortunate and he might not have been able to get the Cimental, which would be pretty bad.
Hmm.
Hildegard got the cowboy for 9 coins.
Wow. Wait, Hilgar. No, I don't like
I
this one.
I I don't
This
know.
is.
He really wants to. Maybe he does have a monster hand, but I don't. Yeah,
I think it's
maybe.
just he just sees all these brown cows and he wants to make double
No,
hires
I
every
got
loop.
that, but yeah, he's going to Peoria. He's going to get one, two, three. He's going to get his end is probably a five at this point. I think a five plus something else. Let's say the worst one is going to be six, eight. So eight minus three, that's 5 coins. He's going to pay one in taxes. Um, yeah, he's going to get 9 coins down here. He will be able to actually get double of these. So maybe he did the math right, and I don't know if you guys followed me. I was just jumping through some quick math, but
To be fair, I
mhm.
think like he's still gonna have time to visit the cow market 2 more times. I think everybody's gonna be so slow. AK is gonna be slow. Fernando's not gonna be that slow. He's probably just gonna run. But Corby wants to stop at least like um 9A, then
Yeah,
the worker
I
market,
think I
and
think
then
you're right.
10B.
Hildegard will be able to hit 2 times the cow market, so Hildegard might even choose to stop over here
Yeah. So
because
what's he gonna?
AK won't be able to hit his 4B to reach the cow market before him. I don't think.
And his deliveries should be pretty great. Like he has a he
Now
doesn't have a
wait,
great.
take a look at Corwin. So why in the hell did you place down this building if you didn't want to do what I said?
Huh.
Yeah, I don't get this one. Because this way he's going to wait for a whole loop before getting a builder over here. I don't like his move. Did you
No,
get? Yeah,
I'm just trying to see like the benefit. Like what's the huh?
yeah,
Because there's nothing I'm interested in on the track later on. I don't want the certificates. I don't want the
yeah,
station master tile.
I have no
I'm not
clue.
gonna get anywhere in the
It
train
was
track.
so much better to just get down the builder here, get a builder here, and then just close the loop with 10B. I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Um.
I'm
Hmm.
very skeptical of what he did right now.
Yeah, I don't follow. Huh.
Fernando, what the hell is Fernando going to get from the cow market?
Oh, I thought it was gonna be fast.
Fernando, oh, did buy. Sorry, guys. Fernando did buy a 5 point for 12 coins. It makes sense. I mean, he's at 32 right now.
Actually,
Hmm.
uh,
Did you see
what?
why Corwin did his move?
No, I don't think Corwin. I'm thinking about Fernando.
Uh
Like
huh.
the only thing I could think about why Fernando would go slow now is because he really only has one delivery left available on the track or on the delivery track. Because
Well,
if he
no,
tries to go for a
he
second
can go
delivery
to
ever in this
Fulton,
game,
as we've seen from Hildegard. Is a good plan to try to win the game. So.
um,
No, just
yeah,
joking. Yeah, no, I got what you mean. That might
I
be the
mean,
reason. He might be slowing down not to be forced to deliver to Fulton or even worse, a second time to Kansas City. So yeah,
yeah, but even
you
so,
might well
it's.
be right.
I mean, I guess the idea is that he's gonna deny one of the good cows, so maybe that's gonna punish Hildegard. Um,
What is Hildegard doing?
no, he's just gonna go and deliver.
He's just going to hurt Corwin. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to place down two engineers because nobody bothers about engineers. I think. Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
probably another engineer.
Hmm.
Actually, he might
What
choose to make
is?
the game go longer. He's the only one
I
that
mean,
does have decent actions, to be fair.
it's not gonna matter because someone else is gonna have the option. Everybody's gonna have that option anyway. It's too
Yeah, no, no, you're right.
early.
You're right. But you might not take it if it's not beneficial to you, while he thinks that it might be beneficial to him. And I
Yeah, I
actually
think
do agree.
the main reason I would put down a tent is that I don't give the next player the option of choosing which six cost workers would come up. So, for example, if I'm
Uh,
Corwin and I deliver, I might want to just put down six cost
yeah, no,
builders and I can buy them immediately.
that's also something to think about. You're right.
But it's a minor thing. It's just
It's
now
really
just
minor at this
nitpicking.
point. Yeah. I mean, it's not then minor because there is no cheap builder out, but I don't think that 2 coins are going to be that big of a difference for Corwin right now.
Hmm.
Even though, I mean, we'll see.
And now we see Hildegard starting to pick up his points here. He managed the Toledo delivery, which was
How how how, d-
fairly expected.
how did he manage that? Actually, I didn't check. I thought he only had the five.
But he went to the cowboy cycle building and had
Oh, I'm
five
an
cowboys.
idiot. I'm an
So
idiot.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He drew 5 cards. So yeah, that's that. You're
I mean
totally
it
right.
wasn't like a great guarantee, but he had some like
He had some good odds. Yeah.
he's one of the few people that's actually bought cows, and that's generally a good thing when you're a cowboy.
Yeah, generally. um, I also think that not hitting Toledo now wouldn't have been that bad. Even going to Peoria, I mean, you should be pretty sure you're going to hit Toledo on the next loop, probably. So
Well, what I like about Toledo is that there's less chances anybody can deny me on the
can
track
stop
to
me.
make
Yeah,
sure I can just
yeah.
reach
No,
the
you're
cow
right.
market.
That's true. 7 steps are still one more than 6, so it makes
Oh, that's
sense.
true.
I'm good at math, you see.
Yeah, genius.
Let's see if Corwin. I mean, Corwin does have a pretty bad hand, but he's going to discard one jersey to get one certificate
Hmm.
and try to get a reshuffle. Oh, he didn't do that.
I mean, he can afford a six delivery to
Uh,
Bloomington
all right,
to
so
get
he
a
discarded
cycle.
one now. All right, I was just
Oh,
a
he
bit
actually got
surprised.
four certificate. I didn't even notice. He's got quite a few.
Yep. I mean, this placement here is working out fine for him. I don't think he's bothered too much by the hazards before it at this point.
No.
They were pretty bad at the beginning, but right now it's it's pretty alright. I'm still thinking about when he could have removed one hazard because I always see Corwin full of coins and
Oh wait. He did
what
pick up that station master. Just two permanent certificates.
I mean it's alright to take two certificates. He's not going to get any point out of this station master tile at this point, I don't think.
No, but
It's too late. He left down one builder, and that's all right. I think he can afford. Actually, for the
The
action
problem is,
economy,
yeah,
pardon?
he's down to 4 builders now, so he needs 2 more to get the.
Yeah, but for the overall action economy, I think it's good. He's got a lot of coins, so he will
Hmm.
be able to afford a double hire, I think, on the next loop, and that's pretty
Hmm.
good for your action economy. So it should work out fine. The only thing is that I don't think he will be able to deliver to New York in this game. He will
No,
take
no,
three more
never.
steps, and he will probably go to Pittsburgh. So he will just, I think, go to Toledo,
I don't even
unless
think he's gonna make Toledo.
no, Toledo with just this one. I mean, not by delivering, but by
Mm.
using the
Oh yeah,
special
sure,
delivery.
sure, sure. Oh, for sure.
That's the only way he can get points out of displacement, I think.
Oh, is he gonna try to rush on the loop now so he can go to?
Fernando got up to 39 by getting um, many objectives. By the way,
Hmm.
he fulfilled all of
Um,
them, so that's actually pretty cool. I mean, he's doing
Hildegard.
the best that this kind of strategy can do, I think. It's
Sure.
just that normally it's not a good way to compete against more focused strategy. In this game, it might actually work out since we're seeing
I'm
a
just.
pretty weird game.
Yeah, I'm just looking at these points, and I don't feel like Corwin or AK is gonna skyrocket here anytime,
Yeah, probably
ever.
that's true. So I think
Uh,
that Hildegard is the only one that can actually beat the guy that we thought was out of the game from the first action. So
yeah, yeah, and Hildegard's gonna like his next move. He's gonna be able to be a double higher the 4 value cows, so you get 10
yep.
points from that. Well, I guess
When you
minus
said
two
double
from
hire,
pain.
I thought you meant workers, and I was like, "What are you saying?" But double
No.
hire cows, it's a good way to make animals feel appreciated. I'm
Hmm.
going to
Yeah.
hire an animal, not buy it. All right. Um,
Cows lives matters.
so,
Yeah, I mean,
fi- I mean, it's good humor. I think I know that it might be sensible to people, and I actually am totally on the Black Lives Matter side. But I think that some good humor can make the life easier to everybody. So I
yeah, I
appreciate
mean,
it. So 5 coins plus 6, that can be 13. So basically, Hildegard won't be able to get another head, but we'll get two other cows. Two very good cows, actually. That's the best conversion in the game. 8 coins for 10 points. For a cowboy, I mean. The best
hmm,
conversion in the game is the last spot of the rails, of course, but that's a far cry for everybody here. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, Hildegard went straight up here. He's going to get exactly the cow that he wants, and he actually already did that. So he's at 41 in just 1 second. But I don't think he's going to get any more points from deliveries at this point. I
Oh, I
mean,
think it's
actually,
gonna make
actually,
Pittsburgh.
actually, Simmenthals can make thing weird.
I mean, he's gonna make Pittsburgh, right?
Uh, I not on this loop, right?
Why not? He's gonna cycle 5. I guess.
Take a
Oh,
look at his deck. I mean, his deck is like
yeah.
12
Let's see.
cards.
5, 3, 2, 2. I
Uh,
mean, it's got a 12.
he's got, yeah, he can
Yeah.
get up to 12. So he has
Yeah,
to
you're right.
resort on some objectives, and I mean, it's going to be the blind draw of the deck that is going to decide if it's going to be worth it or not. Because AK will take the next two good 4 cows, I think. Well, not I think that's going to happen for sure.
Hmm.
Um,
Could Hildegard make New York? Let's count.
New York?
5, 4. I mean, not this loop. The next loop, if it goes for that objective. No, probably not.
No, I don't think you
5, 4,
can.
3. No, it's need. I mean, I think like best case
Five,
scenario, he would have
five,
like.
3, 2. He's going to be up to 15, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could have a Simmenthal and the 5 cost,
Yeah,
like in theory, but it's not
yeah.
gonna
That's
happen.
5, 5 plus
5,
3
5, 4,
plus
3. Like
2.
he can get 17, but it's and who would need one certificate? Even so, no.
I
Right?
mean,
Because he could have 5, 5, 4, 3.
yep, that's 17.
But that's
But it's still highly unlikely and he still needs a certificate. So
I don't think he's gonna get enough moves to do all that. So
no,
like,
I
it's
would
just
count
gonna
it
be
out.
game over
Yeah.
before that. And to be frank, I don't think he needs. He can just deliver
By
get
the
a
way,
random pick.
Fernando converted 8 coins into 3 VPs by buying a Cimental. That's a move that I've never ever seen done in any game of Great Western Trail. And in this game, it might be pivotal to his win, actually. Even though, as
He's
you
not gonna
said,
win.
Fernando ran out of good deliveries, I think, at this point. He doesn't have any
He's just got
permanent
no more
certificate.
points. Hildegard is gonna win this one, I think.
Yeah, but I think Fernando is going to be the second at this point.
I mean, Corwin.
Might still explode.
Corwin's gonna get 34 plus a building for 6, which could be 8. No.
Oh, by the way, Corwin didn't stop here. So his positioning here is something I'm highly skeptical at this point. He would have annoyed people
Yeah.
so much by placing a taxer over here, like so
Yeah.
much.
And even this particular move, like he probably would like to move further so he can get to neutral building 10B and
Yeah,
just get another.
yeah, agree. I mean, he got the hazard, but that doesn't make sense anymore to me. It didn't make sense before when he looked like he could fulfill this one.
Yeah.
Right now, I just don't like it. Oh well. Oh well. So Hildegard should just go delivering, right? He
Yeah.
still has a decent action on the next loop, which is going to be 6 points for
I mean,
him.
the cow market's pretty miserable at this point, but he can still.
Get
Um,
6 points, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it's not even six
I
points
don't
because
even know. Yeah,
you lose money. So I don't.
yeah.
It's like.
But it's not even that. I don't think he will have 8 coins. I, I, I
I think
think
he would just go to the cow market and try to open up new cows. Is that a thing?
instead is stopping here. What the
Was
fuck?
it? What's going on?
I don't know. He's stopping on the TP building, and I have no idea why.
Huh?
Do you see any reason? I mean, I don't see any objective or anything that can make it worth it.
No.
Maybe he wants.
This is.
Yeah, this is madness. This is Sparta. But yeah, this looks like madness. I don't know. I
I'm
going for a
just trying to
delivery.
like.
Hmm?
I'm
Pardon?
just trying to like think like if I'm in Hildegard's shoes, what's he? No, I just can't see it. I'm thinking like, okay, Fernando's only got bad moves. He's not gonna get any more points. He doesn't have a delivery, so I can rely on that. AK is not really gonna explode in points at this point either. So is he? But he's not really gaining on Corwin by moving this slow.
Oh! He
So
got the draw two and discard two, and he's drawing two and discarding two. I think he's going for some kind of hail mary, but I don't think he needs it.
yeah, I think it's just really trying hard to go for Pittsburgh. But
Yeah, but
why?
yeah, exactly, he doesn't need it. So I don't know. It's true that Fernando doesn't look like he's got any way to score at this point.
It's almost like Fernando only got guts ways to lose points.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
But Corwin is going to take something like a 15 points move right now, I think. So
no,
he should be able to reach 40 points. I didn't
no,
count actually,
like
but
maybe
he's
maybe
going to
like
get.
37, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be 37, whatever. It's just close to a 15
Sure.
points action.
Yeah, I feel like Hildegard just invited Corwin to have a chance,
Yeah,
but
I just totally agree.
because what's gonna happen now is Corwin's definitely gonna have to go to 10B, and he's gonna move to Kansas, and then he might get his not might, he's actually gonna get his New York delivery.
So 39 actually. I got pretty close.
Yeah, you were much closer than me.
Yeah, because this building is just crazy. I'm still not
Which one
used to
did he?
think about this one, which is worth 10 points
Oh,
for
I
five
haven't seen that
builders.
one even. Whoa, shit,
Yeah, I mean
10
it's
points.
the other one is even better for builders. I think the one that lets you get two
The double
hazards
hazard
for
one?
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's worth like I don't know a bajillion points. I don't even remember how many. Probably
I
20.
I
Uh,
haven't even seen that one. 10 points. Oh,
but yeah,
that's
this one is still very good for builders. So
huh. Okay, but is Corwin gonna win?
I don't know. But it's
Because the
pretty.
thing now is that Corwin is actually going to get to 10B. He's going to pick up a New York objective, and he's going to stop for a New York delivery on his next move. Like first, next move is going to be to go to Kansas and then
Yeah,
move after
yeah, you're
New
right.
York.
Actually, let's count how many trains are not on a band though, because I've been burnt by this thing before. You need to count one more than 18 for each train, so he needs to hit 21, which is actually not feasible actually. So he won't be able to hit New York.
True.
Yeah, I mean I've been burnt by this thing a few times. One, two, three, four. No, actually he can go. No, he can reach 20. So
Yeah,
unless
yeah, that's what I say. He can do 20, but
yeah.
he needs even one more move then.
He will probably just stop here and grab another hazard, I think. I think that's what I would do if I was him. Which again makes this building really bad, but oh well.
No, but
We
if
see.
we let's see. The thing is, if you look at the Kansas track, there's two tents, so the game could be delayed because Fernando really doesn't want to deliver at all, right? He might just bite the bullet
Mm-hmm.
and say like, "Oh fuck it, I'm just gonna have to accept another delivery,"
Yeah.
or he might play slow, and
Yeah.
then Corwin can just get his extra move and actually get the New York delivery.
Yeah. It's all up to what you think Fernando is going to do, basically. I don't know if I would
Yeah.
bet my 9 points action on that, but no, it depends on what Corwin does have in hand, actually. Um,
Hmm.
he will. Oh no, actually, that doesn't.
I mean, he's gonna make
Yeah,
Bloomington.
it's just going to
It's just,
Bloomington. It's there's nothing there to be discussed. You're right. He's probably going to take this one. I think he's got a green TP, right?
hmm
Yeah, I think he might take that one, or he might take a blind one, but he doesn't have any objective part. I mean,
mm.
just a few of them, but I don't think they're going to
Yeah,
be
and
relevant.
if I'm Fernando here, I feel like
Fuck
I
it, I'm
just
going to deliver.
have to go to deliver. Like, what are you
Hmm.
gonna do? Are you gonna give everybody two extra moves because you don't want
Yeah,
to have that
yeah,
shitty
no,
move?
you're right.
No.
I would probably just deliver. So if I was in Corwin, I would deliver two to get an extra move. And even though it's not going to be ideal, at least I can still build something, right? Is there still something? Yeah, this one is still worth it. I mean, it's 6 builders for 8 points. It's
hmm
still very worth it. Um, so let's see if Hildegard is able to win the jackpot and hit Pittsburgh. That's. I don't know. I think that Hildegard basically got this. He thought, I know that I can either go and deliver right now and then get a stop at the cow market and another delivery. Or I can stop now to try to get everything I can out of this delivery, and I will anyway get another stop on the cow market. And he thought that the odds were better with the Cimental already in his hand to try to hit the jackpot now. I think that's the only thing that's reasonable to me.
hmm
Otherwise, I really don't see any reason to stop down here for basically what it counts to draw for discard for action. Um, so
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think
no,
you're right.
I mean I think it's the only rationale behind it. I'm not saying that I'd agree. I think it's the only thing that makes sense to me right now.
Yeah, I think so. I think both of us agree that we don't wouldn't be our main choice, but
But
um,
it's what he chose to
it
go
has
for.
to be. Like,
Yeah,
what else could it be?
yeah, exactly. I really don't see anything else. Fernando did stop here to I don't know. I don't even know what he did.
I think it's just really
Gain two
doesn't want to.
certificates. No, he's just trying
He really
to
doesn't want to
to hit
bite the bullet.
Toledo. Well, hitting Toledo would be pretty good for him. Maybe he will be able to. Actually, the best
Uh,
hand at this point is nine
yeah,
plus
he
three.
can.
Yeah, he might actually be able to. Ha! Good old Fernando.
And
And
he,
actually,
yeah, I mean,
if
isn't
Hildegard
he
is not
guaranteed?
able,
Like,
pardon?
Isn't Fernando more or less guaranteed? He's got an exchange token. Well, there's a small chance he might miss.
Yeah,
For
there's
example,
a
if the
small
three's on the
chance,
bottom. But
but just a small one. I agree. So if he makes to Toledo, he will have to pay 1, 2, 3, 4. He will get 8 coins and 6 points. So that's basically 7 points. He might actually win. So maybe that stop did cost something to um, Hildegard. Yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
Let's
Mm.
see. I mean, from the time it took to Hildegard to go through his moves, I don't think he's going to hit Pittsburgh. But I mean, maybe he did it for the audience. I don't know.
So
Um,
pressure for
yeah, so
other
much
players.
pressure. Let's see what's going to happen next. Yes, on TPs. Probably is trying not to unlock objectives for the other guys. And yeah, he went to Peoria. And he's going to
See.
draw a blind objective, and unless it's a very good one, uh, he will probably lose to Fernando, which is incredibly impressive, by the way.
And also lose to Corwin, maybe?
Oh, hey, Willie.
Oh wait.
AK showing up on the chat. Um,
Did you notice that Corwin can't actually go to 10B anymore because the hazards just blocked everything?
he cannot go. One, two,
No,
three,
like
four, five. Woo! That's big, actually.
yeah,
That's very big.
it's very big for Hildegard as well because now he's got a chance for another delivery.
Yep. Ha ha ha. This game is so tense, guys. I'm sorry for AK. AK, I know that you're listening right now. Actually, we all, Posty and me, thought that you were winning by a considerable margin at some point. And then a few things happened we did not agree with, but you might explain your rationale with us right now. But I actually didn't envision you finish up last. I have to say that out loud. I not even my wildest nightmares you would have end up as the last guy. I I have to say that out loud.
No, I thought that when you were in the position with 2 builders and 3 cowboys, that was like that felt
Yeah, the
really
dream.
good.
Yeah, that felt really like the dream.
Uh, But yeah,
So
I think the Simmenthal really, really, really cost you bad,
yeah,
really bad.
agree. I also thought that it was not the right move, but I didn't think it would have this big impact on your game, but it did. So Fernando is going for the good delivery, and Fernando does have another action which will probably involve picking up some hazard at this point, because
Hmm.
again I don't see anything else being worth for him.
Did he get any objective worth mentioning?
Let me check real quick. Oh no, he got to Toledo, so he cannot get any
Oh yeah,
objective.
yeah, sure,
Yeah. He got 6 points, which is far better. So
true.
Fernando is at 53 and is leading everybody.
Hmm.
And Corwin correctly understood that he will not be able to use his 9A building for an extra delivery, so I think he just got extra coins. Is that right? Yeah, 8 coins. It's almost 2 points. Right, it's not great, I know, but you do what you can with what you have, right?
Hmm.
AK is basically out of contention. He's just trying to decide if going to Kansas City or not, I think. Yeah. And doo. Now Hildegard has a second shot at hitting, and actually is a reasonable one here, right? It's
I
nine.
mean, it's more or less guaranteed. Like
No,
he's
it's
got
not.
5 cowboys,
It's not
isn't it?
guaranteed because he's got in his discard pile both the Simmental and all the threes. So he got
Wait, what? How
only.
much does he need? Oh,
I mean, it's not a guarantee because he has to draw cards from his discard pile. So he's going to have a natural 13, which
oh,
can be
true.
upgraded to upper values only by drawing a 3 or the Simmental.
You're right. I thought it had a Simmenthal, but it doesn't.
No,
That's
yeah, he got a bit unlucky. I have to say that. But so Hildegard is going to get the last cows, right? Yep.
is it
So
gonna buy
that's
or
not
is it
six
gonna try for
points.
something better? Is it ever better to just no?
I actually think so. If he spends eight for 6 points, he's basically gaining five. It was better to grab the last cowboy head, actually. If I was Hildegard, I would have tried to do the math, and it's better to get a cowboy for 5 coins because you're going to get eight back,
Mm,
and you get a slightly higher chance at hitting Pittsburgh, which is basically your only plan at this point to try to reach up Fernando. And you're going to gain the same points as getting the two for value cows. I don't know if you followed me, Posty. I was just
yeah, I did.
yeah.
I agree with you.
I don't know. Did he have enough steps though? Yeah, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, he did. So yeah, I think that getting one last head was better. Maybe he's counting on. Actually, actually, that's not a bad move. Yeah, it's better to get a cowboy, but Corwin might decide not to deliver right now for some crazy reason I cannot think about. And if you choose not to deliver, it's better to get another good move in your pocket. But yeah, I think I would have gone for the cowboy. So AK is saying I wasn't expecting such a hazard buy up. Yeah, nobody was expecting that. In the desert to make my 4B clog and boost quickly irrelevant for people to bypass. Then nobody needed to refill money, therefore my 3A experiment was doomed. Then builders built right in front of me, which doomed my movement. A horrible game for me. I was debating whether to buy a 4 cow right before a shuffle and give up double cowboy or go double cowboy and skip the first cow buy. I chose wrong. No, I think you were right to get double cowboy. I like that move. I didn't like that with three cowboys you got the Cimental. And also I didn't like the 3A over here, but I agree that that placement was harder than it looked.
mm. Yeah, I think maybe something as simple as well, for sure, probably just focusing more on picking up money along the way. Just maybe picking up tens for money. Maybe placing 3A. Yeah, there's no obvious place to place 3A. Right?
Yeah,
It's
I
just
don't know. Again, I
give
would have
us the
placed
fun.
it here, but I know that it's not like it's not conventional wisdom for sure. So
Mm.
I mean I
No, I like that. I think that was good. Good call.
if not a good call, at least a decent one. I don't think there was any good call at that point.
Yeah, I mean the other option would be to like skip building and just moving forward to 9A and
Yeah,
just
yeah, that
taking
would
the
have been the
coins.
other option. So
Neutrally.
Corwin
Yeah.
actually might try not to deliver if he thinks that by getting a certificate he can get um, to a
Look
crazy
at his
delivery.
cows.
But let me check again. So he's got one certificate plus two permanent ones, and he's debating to get this one actually because he's right. He's giving up. He would be giving up on 4 points by getting the station master tile. So yeah, he's not going to get it. I don't think. And yeah, he goes to Kansas City. So now it's if I was Hildegard, I would cross my finger as tight as I can, um, because that's the hail mary that he's going to get.
That's all
Again,
he can do.
he's got decent odds, just not just not amazing ones.
Could he could he win without it? Like a lucky quest and just the coins? I doubt it.
I don't really think so.
No, I don't think so.
Fernando is at 53. That's 5 points more, even with a lucky objective and some coins. I mean,
Yeah, and
Fernando
there's
is
good
bound to get
hazards.
something better, like a hazard. Fernando is
Yeah, that's
just
like
going
a
to get a
4 point
hazard.
hazards are out. So
Yep.
yeah.
So yeah, it all boils down to Hildegard's deliver.
Does he even win with Pittsburgh?
With 8 points, yeah. I actually,
Uh,
actually that's true. We should do the math. It would be 54 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 7 coins, which is probably 2 points at the end, so 1 point more. So 55. So probably not. I think that Fernando just won this game,
hmm.
which is yeah, it's fucking unexpected. So Fernando, if you're watching this video, feel avenged by now. We all counted you out so many times. I still hate your opening, and I still don't think that was the right one, but it for sure did work out in the end. Yeah, no, I don't
Bell
think there's any way to reach 58 at this point for anybody involved in the game.
Bell of
Um,
Zero Heads versus Fulton St. Louis.
yeah. Yeah, it was just a crazy game. I do like seeing this game every now and then, like seeing when people can make these weird strategies work out. I did enjoy my game when I went for a total shred strategy. I did like it, even though I
Hmm.
didn't win. But I for sure don't expect them to win. So seeing one of them win is crazy. I think quite a few mistakes have been made in this game, but overall. Um, I'm not sure I would have done better than the other guys. So it's still impressive that Fernando did this. I mean, he's playing against good opponents. So
Yeah, I mean, at least he got 53 points. Um,
that's a lot, right?
I mean, it's a lot when you have no heads.
Yeah, it's a fucking lot when you have no hands. We're just going to take a look also at the number of action taken in this game. I still think it's going to be as high as the average one, which means that it was just hard to get good conversions in this point in this game, which is why Fernando was able to succeed with so few hands. I think just the basic conversions were enough to beat the more focused ones. I think that Corwin was close to exploding. He got up to 53. Um, I think he was really close to exploding by the end of the game. But yeah, Corwin has come up just now on the chat. Yeah, with one more turn, Corwin probably would have won this game. But yeah, because he got up to 53, and he would have gotten a decent move. Actually, no, that would have been just a Toledo delivery, 6 points. So yeah, that's not a given. But still, he was in a better position to explode, I think, at this point.
Hmm.
What a game! So Hildegard might come. If Hildegard will not hit Pittsburgh, he will be even behind Corwin. What a crazy game!
Hard to predict.
Yeah, very hard to predict, and I did like it. Uh, AK,
Hmm.
AK would have preferred about 10 less turns. Yeah, but with 10 less turns, Fernando would have had an even more convincing win. Fernando had more points than anybody else at most points,
Hmm.
and actually at all points. At this point, we can say it out loud. He went for the linear strategy, just getting things without any focus, and that was enough to give him the win. It seems so. That's pretty interesting. It's I think it's unique. I think this
Oh,
game is really unique. I don't remember another game where somebody didn't really get any head and was able to win. I saw Patrick being able to come up second, but I didn't see anybody winning pretty much ever.
it's a legit strat when you play one versus one. Not so much in four player.
I have to trust you on that. As probably people know by now, I just don't play 2P, so I
Yeah.
actually have no idea how that game plays out. But people told me that it's way faster, so that might be the reason because of which going straight up for points can work. Is that right?
Yeah, it's much faster and very very importantly, uh, there's a lot less heads,
Oh yeah,
and since you're just playing two players, you're also just making zero sum moves. So you're just denying your opponent
yeah.
whatever key things he needs. Even if it's bad for you, it's worse for your opponents. Then it's a good move.
That's actually the main reason I don't play 2P. I like high interaction in Euro games, but I like a lot the balance that there can be found in 4P games, where, yeah, you have to also stop your opponents from doing stuff. And in Great Western Trail, it's easy to see that placing buildings does exactly that. But you cannot harm the other players if it doesn't benefit you. So I just like that
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, you don't really get to like now when you play a four-player game, you get to think more about your game, like trying to develop your play and see it unfold.
Exactly.
But it just gets ruined in two-player games.
You're totally right. It may be that I mean, I'm a strategic play at heart, way more than a tactic one. So I think that being able to make up for a long term plan is something that I find a lot of pleasure in. So that may be
Hmm.
part of the reason. So turns 23, 22, 22, 22. Actually, it's a bit below average. I think 24 is an average number of stops in most games. Maybe I'm
Hmm.
wrong. I didn't check in quite some times. Yes, Moritz is coming here. Moritz, you're not you're not a good guy. You show up in chat only to say press F11 and only if you win. All the last times where you lost, you didn't show up in chat. So you're yeah, you're your own kind of breed. But yeah, I have to admit that nobody was giving you the win. Like truly nobody. So congratulations on that. You really earned it. So you played a
Yeah,
crazy game and it did pan out for you. So
yeah. I feel like this is like the reverse order of what we expected.
exactly.
Looking
Yeah,
at the start, like
pretty much.
all
We,
of them.
we, we thought Hildegard and Corwin, we actually thought they were like maybe a bit close to each other. We thought AK was winning and Fernando, we thought it would be last.
Yeah.
For at least sometimes. Like at a certain time, I said that I expected actually Fernando to maybe be able to be third or second, but for sure, I never really expected Fernando to be first. So that was
Mm.
impressive. Um, I don't know if Hildegard or Corwin did come up second. I think it has to do with the leftovers, so probably Corwin. Um,
Um,
but yeah, how much for the turn order bid? So Fernando did bid 0. AK and Corwin 3 and Hildegard 5. Yeah, it was just an interesting game. A lot of very. I mean, I know that I say it in a lot of the games that I play or comment on stream because each and every Great Western Trail game is interesting. But sometimes there are some lopsided games. Sometimes there are like games that feel very similar to other ones. But
mm.
this one was just a unique beast. Yeah, it was just a
It was for
wild
sure.
run. A wild run. So what time is it? Yeah, I think it's 20 past 11, so I can just call it a night and say goodbye to everybody who's been watching the video. Thanks for sticking with us. Oh, that's actually quite a few people. Thank guys for watching the video. Thanks Posty. I did really enjoy it a lot. And you made a lot of good points that I didn't see in the game. So it's pretty cool to be in two people.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Well, it was fun. Like I said, this was a wild ride. I could not really predict much of the moves, but
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
it's where the most fun came from, right? Yeah,
yeah,
like
I enjoyed it. It was good to see.
yeah,
It was different for sure.
yeah, yeah. Corwin said that he wishes I post this one on YouTube, and I might actually, because it was such a weird game. I've never posted a game played by somebody else, but I'm actually going to post this one. No, not YouTube. AK is hoping that I don't post this video on YouTube, but yeah, I'm going to. It's just, it's just too good. All right, guys. Again, thanks for sticking with me. We're going to see each other probably next week, maybe sooner, depending on my work schedule. But yeah, honestly, probably next week. And again, thanks, Posty. And we're probably going to do this again one day. It's going to be hard to find 6 players at the table at the same time, but we'll see if we can manage to another time. So yeah,
Yep.
That's it. Goodbye. Goodbye, post team.
Goodbye.
And have a good night. Maria's out.